Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming this evening. We've got about 15 minutes to showtime. Make sure to get your raffle tickets, both in person and online. 100% of proceeds benefit tonight's beneficiary, the Courage Project. All bar proceeds benefit the Courage Project. And I hope you'll visit our friends at Ascent Tahoe Physical Therapy. They've joined us tonight, as well as Elevate IV Therapy. Their igloo is outside for IV treatment if anyone needs it for your next adventure. And we're going to get this party started in just a few minutes. Thank you for coming. All right, everybody, we got 5 minutes to showtime. 5 minutes to showtime. Make sure you grab your adult beverage from Sierra Nevada, with all proceeds to benefit the Courage Project. Get those last raffle tickets. We're going to get Elise Saugstad started here in just a few moments. everybody. We're about to start this party. There are tons of seats. The 2 front rows are fully vacant. So if you need a seat, perhaps the best in the house, come on up front and you have an awesome seat. We're going to get started here just momentarily. Get your raffle tickets to benefit the Courage Project and find your seats.
Ladies and gentlemen, lucky you, you've made it to the Alpenglow Winter Speaker Series. Thank you all for joining us. Please put your hands together and welcome the man that makes it all possible, Brendan Madigan.
Hey everybody, how you guys feeling tonight? Come on, I know you're more psyched for Elise Saugstad than that. All right. Guys, my name is Brendan Madigan. I'd like to welcome you to the 3rd show of our 18th annual Alpenglow Sports Winter Speaker Series presented by Tahoe Mountain Realty. Thank you guys for coming. So, I got to tell you, the first 2 shows of the Speaker Series were all-time showstoppers. Michelle Parker and Jim and John Morrison served us up equal parts epic radness, total vulnerability, and inspiration. But I'm here to tell you the streak continues tonight with Elise Saugstad. Let's give it up for Elise. But you know how we roll. We've got to say thank you to the local businesses that make gathering here as a mountain culture for free possible. They give us their hard-earned dollars so we can come together under the roof of our generous host, Palisades Tahoe, for free. Did I mention free? That's epic, right? Give all your money to the Courage Project. So Brad and Hani from Evolve Design Works here in Tahoe City, they donate as much support as some of the international brands that support this event because they believe in the power of adventure storytelling and its ability to impact change in our community. Yeah. Hannah Sullivan from Emerald Bay Wealth Management, not only can she make you wealthy, she gives her time for free to the Tahoe Truckee Community Foundation Board of Directors. Chris Tennant from Mount Lincoln Construction has been with us for years. Perhaps the best guiding outfit on the planet, Alpenglow Expeditions. You guys can clap with me. Yeah. Ming Poon Photography, he's running around here taking epic photos. Aaron Summers, Launchpad Software and Consulting. New sponsor this year, DeForest Architects. I think Brett Smith is somewhere here. Thank you, Brett. Mike Rogie is in the house tonight. Where's Mike? Mike's right here. Mike is responsible for the epic Mountain Gazette, perhaps the raddest, most independent ski mag on the planet. Thank you, Mike. And the one and only Daniel Cates. He can clean anything that you can get dirty. I'm serious. But we have to thank our presenting sponsor once again, Tahoe Mountain Realty. Let's give them a big round of applause. Not only have they supported this event for many years, thank you, Jasmine and Jeff, they're a member of our donor party. So they're financial contributors to the health of our community. And the donor party, if you're wondering, is a group of about 100 or so individual families that make a collective pledge to the 5 nonprofits of the season. This season alone, they've pledged over $350,000. So thank you for Tahoe Mountain Realty for being our sponsor and being a supporter of the community. To celebrate that, this is a really civilized crowd tonight, but we're gonna have 4 representatives from TMR stand up. We've got a ton of giveaways to just throw out to the crowd. But you gotta earn it. Lots of hats. Everybody likes free stuff. Put your hands in the air for free stuff. There you go. All right. I told you, a lot of throwouts. All right, sweet. Okay, still more throwouts. We're gonna have to speed that throwing up. Okay, if you've never been to a winter speaker series, go ahead and do me a favor and stand up. If you've never been to a speaker series, this isn't a heckle, this is a thank you. Go ahead, don't be shy. You're now part of the crazy family. So, I'd like to thank all of you for joining us. I hope you have an epic night of inspiration. If you're not familiar, here's your quick hitter summary of what our format is. 5 shows per season. 5 world-class athletes. In this case, this year was a bonus. We got 6. 5 fantastic nonprofit beneficiaries like the Courage Project. In-person and online viewing opportunities, so you can come here tonight, drink beers with your friends, or stay at home and just watch it in your sweatpants. 2 giveaways per show, 1 in person, 1 online. And tonight, over $17,000 of gear to give away from Elise's sponsors. We can give it up for that, right? So, in 18 years, everyone in this room, plus thousands of others, have raised over $1.6 million for the local North Tahoe and Truckee nonprofit beneficiaries. And perhaps even more cool, we're global. It sounds really like bougie to say that, but all you have to do is hire the amazing people from Wildbound Press, and they create an epic live stream on YouTube that you can watch from anywhere. So we can give it up for Jared and Julia from Wildbound. Thanks, guys. And what's really cool is this year we have a viewing party in a different part of California. Our friends at Mammoth Lakes Recreation, I think we have a photo here, are tuning in from Mammoth. How rad is that? And this is a small but fierce crowd, and I'm not joking, that's how this event started 18 years ago in Tahoe City, about that many people. It was crazy. Thanks. I'll take that one, woo. So on behalf of our team, thank you to all of you everywhere, here in the room, globally. We're going to have a fun night. And with that, I'd like to introduce you to the indefatigable and fierce Bree Moore, the executive director and founder of the Courage Project. Let's give it up for Bree.
Hello, my name is Dr. Bree Moore, and I am a clinical child psychologist, founder, and executive director of the Courage Project. Welcome to the 18th annual Alpenglow Sports Winter Speaker Series, featuring the amazing Elise Saugstad. This event is unique in its power to both unite and inspire our community, and we couldn't be more excited to be here. We are honored to have been selected as a nonprofit beneficiary and want to extend our sincere thanks to Brendan and the entire Alpenglow team, to the donor party for their incredible generosity, and to all of you. Thank you for being here together tonight to show your support. As many of you are aware, our mountain communities experience a higher than average prevalence of mental health disorders and lower rates of access to care. Even though effective treatments exist, the large majority of those in need are not accessing essential support. The mission of the Courage Project is to provide access to the highest quality, evidence-informed psychological and behavioral health care for local children and the important adults in their lives. To this end, in 2018, we launched a no-cost first-line preventive service for kids at risk for anxiety and depression. Our program integrates mindfulness-based cognitive behavioral skills training with professionally guided mountain sports. Through thoughtful engagement in our outdoor programming, children learn to connect with themselves in nature, to overcome worry and self-doubt, and most importantly, to translate these skills to the challenges they face in their daily lives. So what does this look like? Well, think about the last scary thing you did in the mountains. Maybe it was standing on top of a steep ski line, starting up a hard new climb, or paddling through some choppy waters on a chilly day. You might have noticed butterflies in your stomach, sweaty palms, or maybe even thoughts that you should bail. Well, it turns out that if we can understand what's going on in our bodies and minds and learn productive ways to respond to the challenges we seek out, we can also carry that wisdom to overcome any obstacle that we'll face in life, even overwhelming feelings of rejection, loss, despair, or panic. Over the years, we have expanded our services so that even more kids can have access to evidence-informed care. With the invaluable help of our dedicated volunteers and generous community partners, we've delivered a first-of-its-kind outdoor resilience curriculum to 200 local youth through 3 main programs: our mindfulness mini camps, our winter day camps, and our school and team-based outdoor resilience programs. We're encouraged by promising results at every level of service delivery. With your incredible support tonight, we're excited to embark on new education and outreach initiatives, including M-STEEP, our mindfulness-based ski training program for student athletes, with the aim of creating a mental health culture shift in youth sports. We believe that time in the mountains is necessary but not sufficient for our mental health. With support of events like the Winter Speaker Series, we are honored to continue to serve local youth and to make a tangible difference in the future of our community's mental health. To learn more about the Courage Project, please visit us at courageproject.org, and we hope that you consider donating, volunteering, or participating. Thank you so much for your support, and have a great evening.
All right, come on, we can clap a little more for the Courage Project and Bree Moore. Thank you. Okay, so as many of you know, the giveaway is a little different this year. Instead of me standing up here and giving out 2 Cliff Bars at a time for 45 minutes, we packaged amazing prizes. So there is an in-person giveaway of 7 prize bundles. I think the total on that is around $11,500. And then the difference is 10 online packages because we want our online friends to feel like they're part of this little family. We also give away 3 online prizes in person. So I say that because you can buy these tickets here in person. You can also buy them online to double dip. So over time, this will become the new format, and everyone will be used to it. But for the folks who are like, oh man, I wanted there to be 40 raffle prizes like in the past, we're doing 10, and they're epic. And the ratio of the tickets sold is the same because instead of getting my wingspan for $20, we have set prices per ticket. So your chances are still the same. Make sense? Sweet. All right. Yeah, as long as someone wins. Okay, let's see what our first prize bundle is. We've got prizes from our friends at Mammut who are here tonight. Thank you, John Drawlinger. We appreciate your support. All these amazing prizes from Elise's sponsors. Who wants some of that, guys? I'm gonna make you give it up more for $800. Yeah, all right. Okay, what color ticket? I got white. Who's got a white ticket? All right, Vicky, serial winner. 625-866. White ticket, 625. All right. Love the enthusiasm. All right, let's see what our next prize bundle is. Okay, so this is an online giveaway. Jared, let's pull the winner from our online purchasers. Caitlin Pedro. I think Caitlin won last time too. So Caitlin just won $650. Let's give it up for Caitlin. It's extra epic if the online winner is in the crowd too. Okay, next up. We've got $934 of stuff from Arcade, LeBent, Hestra, Scott, Palisades, Tahoe, and Orage. Did I say that right? Sweet. Okay, who wants some of that? What color ticket? What color ticket? I got blue. 686-005. 686-005. Going once? All right, we got a winner. All right. Let's see what our next prize bundle is, Jared. Okay, $1,000 worth of stuff from Arcade, LeBent, Hestra, Palisades, Tahoe, and Thermic. These heated socks are epic. I've tried them. Who wants some of that? What color ticket? What color? I got red. 936-870. All right. You got to bring your tickets, though. Prove it. 936-870. Isn't that a blue ticket? Oh, it's a red ticket. Okay, Jared, let's see what our next prize bundle is. This is our second online giveaway bundle, $1,000 of good stuff. Evan Stegman, congrats, Evan. We can give it up for Evan there. Let's clap for him. Okay, I have a feeling our next is an in-person, $1,550. 625? What color ticket? Thank you again to our friends who are here tonight from Mammut. Who wants some of this? I love how some people just raise their hand. I got a blue ticket, a light blue ticket, 931733. 931733. Got a winner? All right. Congrats, bro. Okay, Jared, let's see what's next. Prize bundle number 5, $2,300, DPS skis. Did you guys know Elyse has her own pro sock from Labent, Hestra gloves? Man, who's excited for this package? What color? I got orange. 777385. 777385. Jamie, did you win? All right. Jamie's been a customer of Alpenglow's for like easily 25 years. Super grateful. All right, our third and last online prize giveaway, $1,380. Sandy Trito. Congrats, Sandy. All right, I think we're getting to the grand prize-ish. Prize bundle 6, $2,300. You can win a pair of Blizzard skis from our friends at Technica Blizzard and sponsor of Elyse. Who's got a red ticket? Jamie, you're gonna have to put your skis down in the crowd though, bro. You can't flaunt them. All right, red ticket, 851928. Double check, that's really small. Okay, that was it. All right, winner. Let's give it up for this winner. Holy cow. All right, and if I'm not mistaken, this is our grand prize, right? Last prize? Okay, $2,800 worth of gear. Grand prize. All of these funds have gone to the Courage Project, but who wants to win this grand prize? What color ticket? All right. I've got a pink ticket. Who has a pink ticket? No one. I got a blue ticket, y'all. 931 grand prize, $2,800, 951. 931 951 grand prize winner. Was that all right? You won? Okay, blue ticket 931 951. Luann, you better stop.
Did I get it?
You totally got it. Does everyone know this is Michelle Parker's mom? Let's give it up for Luann. Those are definitely your Storm Day sticks. That's an Abbey bag. All right, y'all, let's give it up for Luann Parka. She's been coming to shows since 2005. Okay, I just have to say two more things. Does everyone have an adult beverage from our friends at Sierra Nevada? Thank you. And tasty food from our friends at Mogrog. Let's clap for them. Alex gives 10 or maybe 15% of food proceeds to every nonprofit beneficiary. Awesome. But tonight is about Elise Saugstad, mother, filmmaker, obvious ripper, crushes the boys, but most importantly is a full inspiration and just a fine, awesome human being. Let's welcome Elise Saugstad.
Good evening, everyone. How is everyone tonight? I've been hearing a lot of cheers, but yeah. We got hopefully more snow on the way this weekend, so cross some fingers. I'm really appreciative to be standing here in front of all of you. It is quite an honor to be a part of the Alpenglow Winter Talk series. They do such an amazing job, and to be brought into the fold I'm really happy to be here, and I'm excited to share my story with everyone. All right. And I would also like to say good evening to the people that are streaming this live. Thank you for joining us. It's a great way to watch this show. These guys do a great job, so I know I've watched it online live, and it's wonderful, but thanks. All right. So with that, I'm going to jump right in. Now that I have been a professional skier for almost 2 decades, I'm at a point where I can have a bit of reflection and notice some themes to my personal journey. I think one of the main themes that has been dotted throughout, either a little or a lot, is fighting the status quo. And not so much in the sense of going into battle, but more like it's been a journey of figuring out how to move through, around, over, under, basically whatever it took to get around some major roadblocks that presented themselves. Generally, these roadblocks have been due to being a female in a male-dominated sport. I acknowledge that what I do for work is a sport that comes from a pretty privileged lifestyle. But that doesn't detract from the point that in my job, things haven't always been equal to my male counterparts. Like most women in my sport, and let's face it, normal life, a lack of opportunities and way less pay have all been prominent features for me. But I have never let this be my Achilles heel, and instead have used it as fuel to keep me fired up on my journey. If there is a will, there is a way. So who am I? Well, my name is Elise Saugstad. I'm a professional big mountain skier. I grew up in a quaint little town called Girdwood, Alaska, skiing the slopes of Elyse Resort. I came from a family that breathed and dreamed skiing. My parents didn't worry about driving fancy cars or having a fancy house, and instead made sure that their children's lives were rich with experiences in the mountains. Ski racing was my jam. I looked up to Tommy Moe and Hillary Lynn, who were both Olympic medalists from Alaska. And as a teen, I realized that it didn't matter if you were from a small-time Alaska town, you could make it on the big scene. I did pretty well in racing. By the time I was 16 years old, I was ranked in the top 5 in the nation for both downhill and Super G for my age. But little did I know that my passion for skiing powder was something I'd become obsessed with once I was older. A glimmer of the future when I was a teen was I missed a couple of race starts due to skiing powder, which of course did not make my parents very happy, understandably. After doing a postgraduate year to chase the dream of becoming a World Cup racer, I found myself burnt out on racing and decided it was time to go to college. University of New Mexico in Albuquerque. They have an NCAA championship ski racing team. But I had an academic scholarship, so I actually didn't have to race. So I didn't. Well, Albuquerque's not exactly a hotbed of ski culture. And this is where I learned, being a broke college student and not getting to the mountains, that I really needed skiing in my life. Maybe not the racing, but definitely the skiing. Fast forward past graduating from college. I moved to the valley to be a ski bum before pursuing a law degree. Well, besides realizing how fun it was to ski by day and work in the restaurants at night, I happened to meet Cody Townsend and my trajectory changed forever. Palisades was the hotbed of free skiing. Shane McConkey, Ken Kreitler, the Gaffneys, Ingrid Backstrom, Sierra Johnson, Jamie Burge, JT Holmes, Brad Holmes, Johnny Mosley, Jessica Sablowski, could keep going on. Cody himself, yeah, pretty impressive. Cody himself was just starting out as a pro skier. So just being in and around the scene, along with Cody, coaxing me and my abilities, and having such amazing terrain to take my skills to the next level, all led me to really getting into freeriding. Cody suggested I enter a freeride competition, and it was a great way to kickstart a career. Ingrid had used competition as a launch pad for her career, and who wouldn't want to follow in Ingrid's footsteps? So my first competition was here at Palisades in 2007, an IFSA free skiing tour event. It did not go as planned. In fact, unbeknownst to me at the time, my first foray into competition would lay the foundation of my entire career. Perseverance, hard work, and determination would be what kept my trajectory moving forward. Day one of competition, I was the first skier and skied conservatively. I did not receive good marks from the judges, and I did not qualify for day two. I was devastated, and I was floored. I was better than the scores that those judges gave me, but it didn't matter. I didn't ski my best, so why should I expect more? Once all the dust settled, and a few angry tears were released, and Cody heard an earful from me, I realized a key lesson, and I'm really glad this happened on my very first competition. Always ski to the best of your ability and not to the competition around you. So I sacked up and went to my next competition in Taos, New Mexico. I took my newfound tactic and skied to my full potential, and I won. I went on to compete a few more IFSA free skiing tour events that winter and ended up second overall in the world on the IFSA tour. Thanks. Just the beginning. Well, 2008 happened, and a new tour emerged, the Freeride World Tour, which burst onto the scene with quite a mystique. The structure was a bit different than the IFSA tour. It was European-centric, and it was invite-only. Since I hadn't competed much before, I wasn't on that list. My goal was to win a World Tour title, so I was going to do whatever it took to get myself on that tour. I had to qualify. Luckily, they had a first round of qualifiers down in Mammoth, so I went. And I won, and I received a wild card to the Freeride World Tour. I was on my way. At this point, things seemed pretty much on a smooth trajectory upwards. I went on to winning 3 of the 4 stops, which included the infamous Verbier Extreme and the Freeride World Tour overall. Yeah, pretty exciting. I was making a name for myself, and I was finally tuning my free skiing abilities. But this is when the road started to get a little bumpy. The first moment of coming head on with the status quo came in the summer of 2010. The Freeride World Tour, which is comprised of both skiing and snowboarding, decided that they would demote the women to the qualifying series tour. So the men would have their own premier tour, and the women would be competing alongside the qualifying men. The organization tried to put a spin on it that this would be positive for women. This would be a way for them to focus on the women as they would be the stars next to the qualifying series men. Another argument they had was that women just didn't fare as well as the men at the event locations, i.e. the female skiing and snowboarding abilities just didn't compare in their eyes, and this made the women look worse. This was a little ironic because this was also coming after the year that one of the events was held at Palisades, and the women's winning line was basically the exact same winning line as the men's. You may all remember this iconic line by Jackie Peso. It was an unforgettable run. Another reason the organization thought the removal of women from the main tour was a good idea had to do with the media, and more specifically, their TV deal. They had 26 minutes per episode, and trying to fit 4 categories into 26 minutes just didn't do the Freeride World Tour any favors. Too much for too little time. And an underlying problem to all this that wasn't said out loud was the Freeride World Tour was having some financial trouble. And as I have experienced more than once, the first thing that usually gets cut when budgets get tight is the women. Needless to say, this would have a huge effect on the female riders in the sport of skiing and snowboarding in general. The financial bias. Female riders across the board were paid less by their sponsors and made way less from their competition prize earnings. It was so lopsided at that time that a woman would make $3,000 while a man would make $10,000 for a win. Even in this photo, it shows both Kai Zackerson and myself winning a little bit larger of a purse. That was because it was the Verbier Extreme. But as you can see, I was still making less than half of what he walked away with. One of the perks to competing on the Freeride World Tour was accommodations, lift tickets, and some meals were taken care of. So being demoted to the qualifying series took away these benefits. Women had to pay the same as men to get to these events. There's no discount due to your gender for travel, accommodations, and food. And as a woman, you were barely breaking above even if you were getting on the podium in these events. So to be demoted to the qualifying series tour would take away these financial perks that the Freeride World Tour offered, which would be a devastating blow. Another problem? Not the same exposure. The media deals the Freeride World Tour at this point, what they had were for the tour, not the qualifying tour. There would be very little exposure for women going forward if they were demoted. From a business standpoint, if you take the argument that women may not offer as compelling ski entertainment as the men, I counter, well, why would you limit your potential audience? People in general gravitate towards watching others in their likeness. From a personal standpoint, if a movie features Michelle Parker or Angel Collinson, the Blondes, I am way more interested in watching that movie. I'm not watching that movie because of Sammy Carlson and Mark Abma. I mean, don't get me wrong, I thoroughly enjoy watching those guys ski, but it's not what drives me to watch a movie. It's the women. I think this holds true for most. When you feel like you have someone to root for in your likeness, you are more interested in watching. At this point in time, back in 2010, movie companies were still holding on to the token female syndrome. Competing was a way for women to gain a great deal of exposure. To take this away and demote the women to a tour with way less exposure, making it financially harder to get to these events would be a step in the wrong direction for progressing and growing women's skiing and snowboarding. Not that this was the Freeride World Tour's problem, but it definitely made for a good personal reason to not let this demotion go into effect. So to counter this already decided upon change for the upcoming winter of 2011, a few of us female athletes that were on the tour started to talk. I proposed to confront the organization on behalf of the female skiers and snowboarders by writing a compelling counter-argument letter that was based on business principles that benefited both sides of the coin. Not only did I feel strongly about the situation, but I was in a position of power since I was a recent Freeride World Tour champion, and I'd started to make a name for myself in the industry. I was also on the Freeride World Tour's board of athletes. This also meant that if I was spearheading this dispute and challenging the Freeride World Tour, I would be putting my neck on the line. The letter would be coming from my email address with my name firmly attached atop the rebuttal that I wrote in dispute of the Freeride World Tour's decision. But I felt compelled to take this on, not only for myself, but the future of women's skiing. So I wrote up a letter, got the majority of the female skiers and snowboarders who had competed on the tour to sign the letter, and I sent it to not only the Freeride World Tour organization, but also the title sponsors of the tour. The result? The tour changed course and kept the women alongside the men on the Freeride World Tour, where they remain to this day. And what I'm really happy to report, the most recent update a few years ago, is the tour women now receive equal prize money to the men. All right. At this point in my career, I decided that it'd be fortuitous for myself to move on from the tour and dedicate all of my time towards filming. Winters are short, and it's incredibly difficult to do both. Filming ski segments was always the next step for me. So, to get into the typical ski movie that showcases a variety of athletes like MSP, TGR, Warren Miller, you name it, a ski company puts money in for their athletes to be filmed. So the ski companies actually have a bit of power at the bargaining table of who's starring in these films. After competing on the tour and dabbling a little bit with filming on the side, my main ski sponsor at that time told one of these prominent film companies that they sponsored, they wanted them to film me and add them to the roster. The film company responded they were set and happy with the female that they were already working with. My sponsor wasn't asking for me to replace her, just add Elyse in as well. The film company said they were fine with the status quo. It's like the opportunity door was completely sealed shut. It felt as if I had hit a really low glass ceiling, and I wasn't even that far into my career. Of course, I was pretty bummed that I wasn't getting an opportunity to film with one of the prominent film companies. I had seemingly done everything I needed to do to put my name on the map, and I had one of the right sponsors to get my foot in that door. Being the goal-oriented person that I am, the next thing I had in mind was to win the Powder Video Awards Best Female Performance. The majority of pro skiers would love to win this award, regardless of how humble some pro skiers may come off as. The majority of us are fairly competitive at being the best as we can be, whether it's with ourselves or with each other. So to win this award would mean you were really taking strides in the ski world. even though it felt like my ability to make it to the next level of becoming a star pro skier was stunted without getting to film with one of the major film companies, it didn't necessarily shut the door on trying to win a powder award. It would just make it a lot harder. In order to win this award, there was one requirement that is worth mentioning. To be nominated for this award, the segment had to be a part of a ski film that was released as a DVD. It could not be an online edit, even if it was produced by a high-profile production company. I know, it sounds ancient, and it really wasn't that long ago. Going into the winter of 2013, I had a conversation with Cody that remains etched in my head to this day that helps solidify my determination. He asked me, "What is your goal this winter?" And I said, "Well, win a Best Female Performance Award." He replied, "Then make every decision you have all about that goal. If that means that you get a phone call from, let's say, Scott Markowitz to go on a photo shoot with this really famous photographer back out in Utah, does it help your end goal? And if it's a no, no matter how tempting it is, you have to say no." It's really easy to be pulled in different directions during a short winter season, but that's just it. It's a short season, and if you have a goal in mind, you need to keep your eyes on the prize. Okay, so I knew what I wanted to do that winter, but no film company to work with. Serendipitously, Lindsay Dyer approached me saying that she wanted to do an all-female film. But it wasn't set up as a normal film company situation. There wasn't any funding at this time for this project. It was more like she was spearheading a collaboration of gathering female pro skier footage, and she, alongside She Jumps and Unicorn Productions, would make a film out of it. So I headed up to Whistler to sled ski with some of my buddies, other guys who were also trying to make it in the ski world but didn't have opportunities to film with the major film companies. One of the guys had a camera that we'd take turns filming each other with. A few of the days, Cody was on break from filming with MSP and came out and filmed. No skiing for him. He was behind the lens helping his wife out. Honestly, it was all very nickel and diming, so to speak. But we were getting the job done. Partway through that winter, Lindsay gave me the news that this all-female movie was now turning into a 2-year project, which I totally got. She wanted to raise funds and also thought that the project needed more time to get enough good footage to make a quality movie. But on a personal note, I had started to stack up some great ski footage, and I didn't want to wait another year to put it out. And then it dawned on me. At the beginning of that winter, TGR had announced an online contest called the Collab Project. Even though 2013 was only a decade ago, publishing online content was just becoming a thing. The premise was simple. There was a $100,000 prize for the best edit. Anyone could enter. They just needed to submit an online edit by the spring, wherein the public would vote on these entries come summer. The top 10 entries that garnered the most votes would make it into a collab DVD. And that was my goal. I wasn't worried about winning $100,000. It just seemed too mythical. But if I could make it into the top 10, I could be part of a movie and get into that priceless DVD. So my entire season's work was writing on a popularity contest voted on by the internet. Originally, I hadn't remotely considered this contest because how could I possibly compete against a bunch of male pro skiers like Sage Catabriga-Losa, Nick McNutt, and the 4x9 media crew, as there were no gendered categories. It was me versus hundreds of men all vying for $100,000. But here's the thing. If my ultimate goal that winter was to make a ski segment that could be good enough to win Best Female Performance, I'd just have to put it all on the line and go for it. And here is the edit. I gotta admit, that's really special for me. I've never seen, this edit's never been in front of an audience before like this. It's only been online. Oh. Thanks, I appreciate that. All right. So there ended up being almost 100 submissions, and only a couple of those submissions, including mine, were from females. The outcome was I was voted into the top 5 by the public, so I made it into that collab movie DVD. Yeah. Later, that December, I was nominated for Powder Video Awards Best Female Performance, and I won. And, and I also won the IF3 Ski and Snowboard Festival's Best Female Segment as well. So, boy, it sure was not a direct path to achieving the goal, but I figured out a way to game the system and the status quo of how you would typically win this award, and I succeeded. All right. Now, it wasn't for another 5 years. I finally got some phone calls from the big companies to have a chance to film with them. I said yes at the opportunities. And I went on to have some great segments that won more Powder Video Awards and IF3 Movie Festival Awards for Best Female Performance. But the most satisfying of all the awards was the collab. All right. What was the next logical step in my life? Well, for Cody and I to finally expand our family. And in fact, once I had a baby, for some wacky reason, I came up with an idea for a film project to produce and star in alongside my dear friend and expecting mother at that time, Jackie Peso. Let's make our own movie together about skiing and motherhood and bring our kids along for the ride. Sounds like a great idea. On paper, the way our society has looked at motherhood and athletics, and it be of entertaining value when you put those two things together, is that it would be very hard to pull off. The handful of us professional skiers that are having children would all tell you that we were or are as nervous as hell to have a kid because we really don't and didn't feel like, as a whole, that our sponsors, the movie companies, the ski industry in general, would necessarily respond positively. How could it not affect our positions and all that work that we had worked so hard to achieve? Yes, the industry is embracing women more than ever before, but the fear for us does not come unfounded. It wasn't that long ago, in 2018 to be exact, that the high-profile track star Allyson Felix, who had won 6 Olympic gold medals and had 11 world titles at that time, she's since accrued more, and who was arguably the most recognizable female track star, was offered a contract by Nike that cut her pay by 70% because she was pregnant. What happened? Well, they were at a standstill, and she ended up writing an op-ed piece in the New York Times. Yes, it made some waves to the point that they ended up, there was a congressional hearing. Needless to say, I think that changed things a bit for some companies, and she ended up not signing with Nike and went with another company. But as you can see, we have very good reason to be worried. Taking it a step further, I know of one female professional skier not that long ago who also her pay was cut because she was having a kid. And she was meant to feel lucky by her sponsor that she was getting to continue her career. So, it's one of the main reasons I waited so long to have a kid. I needed to be ready to move on from being a professional athlete, just in case. Because my job is dependent on what companies see as a viable marketing tool. Now that I've had a kid, I am happy to report that my sponsors have responded positively and embraced the new version of me. Yeah. With all this said, let's go back to making a movie embracing motherhood and skiing. Can you make something that can make it feel like mothers belong in a world that focuses most of its attention on young 20-some-year-old men? Yes, things have come a long way and become more inclusive over the last few years, but our industry, like most other sports, is still predominantly focused on young men. It's a part patriarchal bias, and it's also a bit of ageism. I'm actually not trying to be negative here. Heck, my 20-year-old self would have been like, what, you're trying to make a ski movie with 2 40-plus-year-old mothers as the stars, and that's going to be entertaining? I don't know about that. So this is an objective look at the way our society as a whole has generally thought about sports, movies, and female athletes who choose to become mothers. If you have 2 women as the lead in a movie, it's immediately a chick flick. And if you have 2 moms as the lead in a movie, well, you couldn't put yourself more in a box of who this movie is made for. So yes, it feels like the odds were not in our favor to make a movie like this and be received positively by the masses. All right, challenge accepted. So to make motherhood cool and acceptable beyond that female mother faction in an industry that celebrates young men, what do? Well, you make a movie that is entertaining enough that people forget what they're implicitly biased towards in the first place. Creating space is sometimes done just by taking up space, but not pointing it out, making it obvious that there's a motive in what you're doing. Normalizing it, not by talking about the issue, but just doing it. Making it seem like it's always been there. And not talking at the audience, about motherhood not being a thing that feels accepted in the ski world and that it needs to be a thing that's accepted in the ski world. When you make a movie that has such an obvious objective, you're going to lose a chunk of your audience really fast because no one enjoys being told what to do. You just got to do it. So here is a small excerpt from Here, Hold My Kid. This is Jackie's and my version of how we are subversively attempting to make motherhood, parenthood entertaining and maybe even a little cool.
Conditions were looking great in Andermatt, but how does it work when you're in a relationship with another pro skier and it's a good day on the mountain?
When it comes to figuring out who has to do the childcare that day, we've got a really good system. He does rock every morning.
Son of a bitch. I don't get it, because rock is the strongest.
Best out of 3? You and me, bud.
Jackie and Raina's system was simple.
Whoever gets ready first gets to go up the mountain. The other one has to stay back and look after Tor.
Okay, Raina, I'm ready. You've got tour today.
Have you seen any of my stuff?
Nope, bye.
Fun.
I think he's still looking for his poles.
My hands on myself. Pick up, dust them off, put them back up on the shelf. Yes, my little baby girl is in need. Am I coming out of left field?
Looks quite nice out there.
Yeah.
Ooh, I'm a rebel just for kicks now. I've been feeling it since 1966 now. Might be over now, but I feel it still. It's 1986 now. Might be over now, but I feel it still. Got another mouth to feed. Leaving with the babies in a mama call a grave digger. Gone with the falling leaves. Am I coming out of left field?
Those guys need some father-son alone time anyways. I'm sure they'll play some games, and Cody's got some accounting to do. Indy loves numbers.
They'll probably just go to the gym.
Gym time is like daddy and tour time. Pull-up seems to be his favorite. He used to do 2 hands, now he's doing 1 hand. Seems to like it more. All right, buddy, almost 100.
Luckily for the dads, they did find some childcare, meaning that they could all ski.
Ooh, I'm a rebel just for kicks now. I've been feeling it since 1966 now. Might have had your
If you haven't had a chance to see this movie yet, you can find it free online on Red Bull TV or on Outside Watch TV. So it's out there to watch. It's great, you guys. You'll love it. All right. All in all, the thing I've learned most on this difficult yet rewarding path as a professional skier is that asking for space, for recognition, for change, for opportunity is often fruitless. No one is in a hurry to break systems that benefits themselves and not others. I have more stories that didn't have as positive outcomes. In fact, I lost a major sponsor at one point due to speaking up. But it's all a part of the journey. In order to create change, opportunity, and a system that benefits more, you must simply try, and try again to pry your way in through ingenuity, perseverance, and risk. You can't just think about it or talk about it. You just have to go do it. Thanks, you guys. I'd like to give a shout out to all the photographers and their great imagery that I had in my show. And I'd like to thank my sponsors who have been and continue to be along for the ride with me. And last but not least, I have to give a very special thanks to I truly couldn't do this without you, partner, Cody Townsend. So. And again, thanks to Alpenglow for putting on such a great event. Thanks, you guys.
All right, y'all, let's give it up for Elise. Come on now.
Oh, thanks.
All right, awesome. Thank you, everyone, for coming. Elise will actually hang out after the show. If you have a son or a daughter that wants a signed poster, she'll be hanging out signing. Come up front, be inspired. We'll see you back here on the 15th of February for a surprise. It will not be Jess Kimura, but it will be an epic show. Stay tuned.